Riflemen up in the steeple.
So it's here. The long-awaited London update has finally arrived, and I don't know, it's kind of big. I wasn't really paying attention. 2 new objective maps, 2 new items, weapon rebalancing, new callout lines, along with many new characters and voice actors. Just, oh my god, take a listen to these Swedish lines.
Förlåt mig, broder. Må Herren lysa över dig numera.
Beautiful, I love them, I love them. As you can probably guess, there's quite a bit to unpack here. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Of course, we have to start with the main attraction, the 2 new objective maps, London and Westminster. Don't worry, I'll make this quick. Now, in terms of gameplay, these maps are, in my opinion, pretty fun to play on. Though I do think London is a bit more fun in general. And both have some pretty decent layouts and objectives. London has a much brighter setting, being set during golden hour, just before sunset, with it fading to night as you progress through the map. Whilst Westminster has a much darker tone, being set around midnight. Like I said, they both have some pretty good objectives, but the standout ones are definitely the Sharpshooter on London, the finale of London, however silly it may be, the Crane objective on Westminster, and of course, Westminster's finale, which is very reminiscent of the Parish's finale from Left 4 Dead 2. Oh, and how can we forget the characters? There are a total of 5 voiced characters, or NPCs. I don't know why I didn't just say NPCs. Those being this guy, whose clothing is randomized, the Sharpshooter, this other guy, another guy, we'll call him Francis, and of course, Wellington, or as he says himself,
Arthur Wellesley.
Seriously though, Wellington's monologue is fucking awesome. Oh yeah, I'm also on London. I mean, in the form of a rotting corpse, but that's still pretty cool, right? Alright, now on to the... Wait, what? GMB was in the new Roblox event or something. Transylvania, Dracula, new reskins. Basically just a new Halloween boss with awesome rewards. Yep, the map starts off with Dracula inviting the Austrians over to his house for a feast. But oh no, he betrays you. Unlike the Headless Horseman, you'll be using your melee to deal damage most of the time, due to him being immune to firearms. However, you can collect silver to smelt into musket balls that do damage him, though it isn't required. It just helps. Like, a shit ton. Your rewards for beating Dracula are the Voivode, a reskin for the Saber, and the Iron Stake, which has this really neat effect upon hitting zombies. Oh, and also this Roblox event shit, but who really cares about that anyways? Anyways, Dracula is amazing, the rewards are amazing, and all is well in the world. Alright, now we can get into the... This update also included 2 brand new weapons that are pretty alright. Wow, amazing. Let's start off with the hand mortar, a primary weapon for the Seaman that costs 1,500 francs. This thing is pretty meh, but also really fun, and I personally love it. You see, the way the hand mortar was going to work originally was that you would have 4 grenades in total, with the ability to have 2 more if the grenade utility was equipped alongside it. This version of the hand mortar was just awful, as you were basically giving up your primary, on Seaman no less, for 3 more grenades. It wasn't good, it served no niche, and worst of all, it wasn't fun, despite its relatively quick reload of 6 seconds and the fact you could stun zombies with direct hits. Now, after lots of QA tester convincing, the hand mortar now has infinite ammo at the cost of a slower reload of 7.5 seconds, which was a much needed change because you can now be liberal with your grenades, leading to a much more fun weapon overall, even if you'd be much better off running anything else like 99% of the time, but who cares. Definitely can't wait to make a full-length video using this thing. It is super fun. The sword bayonet is a purchasable melee for the infantry class that costs 250 francs. While unattached, it's just a worse version of the saber, having less range and penetration. However, when attached to the rifle, it's basically just a slightly better bayonet, dealing 65 damage instead of 55. So, in essence, it's a weaker saber that can attach itself to the end of the rifle. Oh, and also it has a side swing that does literally nothing special. It's just kinda cool. I'm not really a fan of this weapon. In my experience, it's very clunky, and being caught out by a few runners whilst it's attached to your rifle is usually a death sentence in most cases, as you can't quickly unequip it to, deal with them. But that's gonna have to be a topic for another day. Speaking of the rifle, it finally got buffed. Standing still while reloading will now increment a 25% reload speed buff over the course of the reload animation. Basically, if you're standing still, the rifle's reload will get faster and faster until it's finished, allowing for it to have an almost 11-second reload. This stacks with the pipe as well, which is pretty neat. This change won't make the rifle that much better, but it's nice, I guess. Cuirassiers now get stopped by 2 barricades or a single entrenched barricade, making the spade a lot more useful, especially on St. Petersburg. Oh, and speaking of the spade, every swing direction can now stun on headshot, making jump shots with the downswing a lot more viable and fun. I'm personally really happy with these changes, and I can't wait to try them out in the game. The Exorcism Wait, are you serious? It got buffed. Holy shit, oh my god! Yep, you heard that right. After nearly a year of this thing being one of, if not the worst unlock in the game, it is finally worth using. Well, mainly on Endless and Hardcore due to how it works now, but it's still something. The Exorcism Crucifix will now deal percentage-based damage instead of weak tick damage. This means that no matter how much health a zombie has, you'll always be able to kill it in the same amount of time. The ticks now deal from 3.5% to 17.5% of a shambler's max health every second, with it only doing 1.5 to 10% to cuirassiers and zappers, which is fair. Other buffs include it stunning runners that get too close, which is huge, and slowing barrels by what seems like nearly 50%, but I could be wrong. It also lets you recharge it after 20 seconds instead of 40, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure these changes will make the Exorcism a bit worse on standard and objective mode than it already is, though on Hardcore and especially High Wave Endless, I can see this thing shredding. Oh, they buff you too. Alright, damn. The Divinity now depletes 35% of a player's infection instead of 25%, as well as boosting your Exorcism's meter by 30%. These changes aren't crazy, but hey, at least it serves some sort of niche now. The Boarding Axe's pick side does 3 more damage now. That's it. Moving on. Viral Sappers exist now. More health, more damage, more speed, you get the idea. It's a zapper on crack in the same way that a viral runner is a runner on crack. Very neat indeed, though a bit frustrating to play against at times. But hey, virals aren't really supposed to be fun to play against in the first place. 3 new voice line options have also been released with this update, that being yes, no, and thank you. This just allows for more variety in terms of interactions between you and your teammates. This will be especially helpful when it comes to thanking surgeons or priests without having to open chat. Oh yeah, also this pain sounds now. The French ones are the best. Portugal and Sweden have also gotten their lines now, and they sound amazing. I especially like the Swedish sapper callouts, but the Portuguese priest callouts are also great. The Portuguese now also have their own fife and drum track for the 3 musicians who use those items instead of the bugle. Facial expressions are now also here, with 5 to choose from at the moment, though more will be added in the future updates. The faces are youthful, ironed, worrisome, squint, and veteran, with veteran being unlocked via the old guard badge. These faces all have different expressions for being injured, burning, mauled, ADSing, and more, and they're all super cool. Personally, I'm just glad we have face customization. I don't really care.
There was one regiment pack that came with this update. The regiments in this pack include the Royal Artillery of Foot, the Royal Scots Greys, and the Swedish Life Guards. And in their place, we now have 3 new British regiments, the 9th, the 87th, and the 2nd, as well as a 42nd revamp that looks great. Austria also got a revamp to their uniforms as well as their surgeon. The Duchy of Warsaw have received their chaplain and surgeon as well. They also added the stupid Portuguese and Swedish surgeons. Why do they have to do this last second? Why can't I catch a break? I've been editing for 3 hours non-stop. Please. For cosmetics, here you go. I'm not going to give a special description of every single one of these because I am sick right now, as you could probably tell, so you'll have to do with this.
Alright, now for some of the miscellaneous stuff. We now have animations for climbing up and down ladders, stumbling for shamblers and runners, new backpack and hotbar UI, the keybind system, the priest's book animations are now fixed, along with zombie, ragdoll, and gore effects. The rest of the changes are rather minor, so I think I'll just leave it at that for now. I didn't go too in depth with everything in this update just because I feel like it's much better if you experience it yourself, so yeah, go do that. Right now.
Die. I got that. Be cool!